Now, welcome to a discussion of the Season 3 trailer for The Bad Batch, where it just dropped yesterday afternoon or so. And we've both obviously watched it a time or two or 10. So, what'd you think of it?
I think it has a lot of potential, setting up a really great season. I think trailers for seasons past kind of had some, maybe more kid-friendly, more jovial scenes. This seemed to be very serious for the most part. The only, throwaway haha moment was, Wrecker fighting an alligator or something?
Well, I suppose, yeah. I mean, we did have crabs in the Season 2 trailer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that is an indication of a more streamlined season, perhaps. More focused on the bigger picture. The bigger story, I guess. Not necessarily bigger picture, but the story of our characters more so than kind of branching out into these little kind of more one-off episodes.
I'm curious because one thing I thought with the Season 2 trailer was I think that there wasn't anything from, the last third of the season in that trailer. So I'm curious if we have done the same thing here.
I am very curious if this is going to be the first 3 episodes. Did the first 3 episodes have us going to rescue Omega and potentially Crosshair?
I think Omega will stay imprisoned, but I think she's going to have something to do with Crosshair escaping.
Well, you say that because
of the
I almost
trailer.
feel like this is a spoiler.
It's not a spoiler, it's in the trailer.
Yes, but it's something that I don't know that they figured people would notice, maybe? Even though they know people go through this one frame at a time.
Come on. It's exactly the 15-second mark of the trailer. Crosshair is in the picture.
Well, Crosshair's armor is certainly in the picture
yes.
with the rest of the Bad Batch.
Yes,
or
he's
at least
in
with
the
Hunter.
turbo tank with Hunter.
Yeah. Or at least his armor.
But it's definitely Crosshair's armor.
It is 100%
compared
Crosshair's
and looked at
armor,
it and
yes.
stared at it. Yeah. I think Omega might have something to do with maybe helping Crosshair escape, and then he joins up with them to try and save her because he feels bad.
Well, did she help Crosshair escape?
I think so. I think she's going to help him get out of Mount Tantus somehow.
So is that our first 3 episodes then? Omega helping
maybe.
Crosshair escape, and then Crosshair wants to return the favor because he's becoming
human?
learned,
because he's changed, because he understands things better after what he's been through within the Empire.
He looks pretty dejected in the trailer there. When he
very
seems to be walking
sad.
by Omega. I don't know if that's clever editing, but they seem to be walking by each other. So
They do. And I still think there's a time jump because that looked like it took place early because she still has her season 2 hairstyle, but then you see other pictures of her in the trailer, other images where she's got a new hairstyle, it looks a little bit longer, and there's supposed to be a time jump.
Well, he did say, I think Hunter says at the start of the trailer, Omega's been waiting a long time for us. Well, how long does that mean?
I think she's going to help Crosshair get out, and then I think the time jump will happen after that.
Interesting.
That's my guess.
What if that isn't? What if the picture of the doctor or whatever she technically is? What if that's actually Omega grown up? Dun dun dun. It's years later.
No, it's not.
I'm kidding. It's probably not that, but I thought that'd be kind of funny.
It looks like Hemlock has been given greater powers, like he's in charge of
emergency powers.
Maybe, but it looks like. Think of it. We even had Palpatine touring his facility.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Because obviously you could see the Kaminoan there, you could see all of the clone commandos.
Yeah.
Do you think that everyone, you can all hate me, is this where he gonna get his idea or his start for cloning himself?
I think he's already got that idea.
Trilogy?
But
he's showing up, he's like, hey, is this where I donate some cells?
Is this the place?
How are my clones doing? I gotta have a kid named Ray someday.
Oh, God. No, that's his granddaughter. No, it's not even his granddaughter. It's according to the book, and we'll get to how relevant books are in just a moment. But according to the book or the novelization of The Rise of Skywalker, Rey is the daughter of a failed clone of Palpatine.
Right. So Rey is like his daughter.
And by failed, that just means Palpatine didn't approve. It didn't have powers, and Palpatine didn't approve.
Yeah.
It was a normal kind of friendly dude.
Yes.
According to the book. Not actually, that's a different book entirely, but that's Shadow of the Sith.
According to one of the books.
Yeah, Shadow of the Sith is when we get to meet Rey's parents.
But is this where the cloning starts really getting underway? He's got access to the genome of the failed, which are technically enhanced, clone troopers.
Well, here's the fun part. I think we all kind of assumed that what was happening in Bad Batch had to do with what was going on in the Mandalorian with the cloning there and Grogu.
Right.
But it doesn't seem to... Unless Palpatine's got this plan to clone Gideon.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. We all want to forget the big reveal there,
I also do
right?
not want Grogu and Mando showing up in the show for any reason.
Well, I don't think Mando would. Mando would still be pretty young. But Grogu, he could name drop him we need that little green friend of mine. Yeah, it's possible.
No.
It's possible that Gideon took an offshoot of this program to make his own clones, but it was originally to make Palpatine clones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's like, hey, Palpatine's dead. We don't need to keep trying to clone him because, once you're dead, you're really gone in Star Wars. Wink. Not going to relate to anything we're going to talk about in a minute either.
You keep saying a minute, but it might be a couple minutes.
Oh,
because
yeah.
next we're going to talk about a scene that I found where the clones were...
Cloning? That doesn't even make any sense.
When it looks like Pabu is getting invaded.
Yes.
Because I saw the clones, we see them landing,
lanterns,
yeah, and then I saw this lantern, and I was like, hey, I've seen that lantern before.
Jeez.
So we look back at a Season 2 episode, I'm like, look, it's the lanterns.
Yes.
So it looks like they're going to find Pabu, which was supposed to be like off the Empire's radar entirely.
Yeah, kind of off the grid, but now they're going to show up in Force and
Yes.
flush out Clone Force 99.
Clearly, because they still want them for their genes or something. I mean, if Omega does really help Crosshair escape, they would need access to the clones again. Possibly.
Or they just want them dead.
Or if they want them dead.
They are kind of a nuisance.
I think this is going to result in a lot of clone death.
Well, yeah.
Because, we see Rexy show up, and he's like, I didn't think my brothers would still be in danger. And I think they are still in danger. I mean, we saw the last season, the Senate trying to, pass laws to say that they weren't, citizens, that they're, property. And
yeah. Well, I think we see the culmination of the clones arc that started, of course, in pretty much the Clone Wars. I mean, you could say it started in Episode 2, but we don't really get much clone action there. I think this will be the finale of what happens to the clones, period.
Yeah, it'd be nice to kind of know what happens.
Yeah.
In general.
And it's not going to be good. It should be a pretty tragic story this season.
It very well should be.
Yeah.
I mean, we see Commander Wolf come back.
Yeah, he's going to get his chip removed, I'm sure.
Yes, because we know that in
later on
Rebels, he and Gregor and Rex all hang out ice fishing together.
No, sandworm fishing.
I'm being nice.
Giant sandworm fishing. Yes.
Yeah.
Whatever,
We also got to look at Fennec Shand and Cad Bane.
Yep, because,
Because why not? Because Shand has to be in everything.
So does Bane.
Bane.
So, now they both are...
both back.
Yep, but that's not it. There's another one returning.
Yeah, the confusion.
Much confusion.
For the return of Asajj Ventress. I mean, I love Asajj Ventress.
Sure, fantastic character.
But she had a beautiful death.
Yeah, excellent book, actually. Based on... the irony is it is based on... I think it's 2 Clone Wars arcs, actually, that involve Ventress. Don't quote me on that, but I think there were two arcs that they formed into that book. And if you've read Dark Disciple, it very much reads like a Clone Wars arc or 2, which is interesting because you can really see where the breaks would have been in the story. You can kind of visualize the whole. It's a really good book, worth the read, or at least it used to be.
Right.
If you love Ventress and Quinlan Vos as well, or just Clone Wars.
It was fantastic. It was about Quinlan was working with Asajj, and he kind of ended up falling to the dark side. And then she saved his life. She saved him from Dooku. She absorbed the blow of lightning that would have killed him, and it kind of snapped him away from the dark side.
Yeah.
And even the Jedi Order honored her.
Yes, they did. They were very gracious of her efforts to save
Kenobi
Quinlan.
and Voss took her body back to Dathomir to bury her. They put her in a dark pool.
Pond,
yeah, near an abandoned Night Sister village. And it said, as Ventress's body enters the waters, the pool turns green, and the voices of the spirits of the deceased Night Sisters are heard, welcoming Ventress back.
Look at you. You dug up the book and everything.
I know. Because she's dead. She's dead. This isn't the Lazarus pit. She shouldn't just come back. I mean, it makes the death seem
it ruins the ending
just like
of
when
that
Tech
book.
comes back.
Oh my, don't.
No, I know.
When I saw that was my first thought. I'm
no.
like, if they bring Tech back too, does anything just matter anymore? Honestly.
I mean, I was mad that they brought Ventress back because I thought she had a beautiful ending. She came back
have an ending?
Because Dave Filoni says nobody gets to end my characters but me.
But those were Clone Wars episodes. That's how it went in the Clone Wars. Had they continued on?
Had they, but they didn't, and he didn't get to write it himself, so he's bitter. And he goes, you know what? Waifu Ahsoka doesn't die. That voice at the end of Rise of Skywalker, that means nothing.
It doesn't mean she's dead.
Waifu Ventress isn't dead because I didn't say she was dead.
I loved the trailer till I heard Asajj's voice, and I know everybody's out there like, "Oh my god, it was so cool to hear Asajj." And she's like, "No, you didn't read the book, did you?"
I love her so much, but as much as I'd love to see her again, set her a story, make an animated Dark Disciples so we could watch the beautiful death, but don't. What are you doing? Is she going to just be a clone? Oh, we're doing more cloning stuff?
They did say they've already come out because they knew that people were going to make a fuss, as they should.
Rightly so.
This is going to somehow be in alignment with Dark Disciple.
Yes, that was said by Brad Rao, who's a supervising director and one of the executive producers on the series.
That can mean only two things. Or three. She somehow never died. Mm-hmm. She came back to life in the pool that her ancestors brought her back. Or three, it's a clone. Mm. And I don't think it's a clone.
I mean, he said he doesn't want to spoil anything.
Oh, too late.
He wants fans to know that any new storytelling with Ventress will align with the events of Star Wars Dark Disciple.
How?
How can you align with the dead? She is gone. As sad as I am.
When she dies in this, is she gonna like spew out green gas? Is she like just animated like that?
She's Marok.
It's Marok. There it is. We got it, everybody. Finally.
Wow.
I don't know. So I know. There's a lot of people excited to see Ventress. Maybe you didn't read the book. Maybe you did, and you just are happy she's back. Mm-hmm. That's cool. It's really cool. Me, disappointed. I'm sick of it. I'm
happy
sick
to
of
see
characters.
Her, but disappointed that they can't. They
just keep recycling characters. Like, stop.
It makes death and sacrifice mean nothing. Like I said, the last thing I want, and as sad as it is, I don't want Tech back.
No, I loved Tech. I liked him. Ending. Yeah, he was great in the towards the end of season 2. They started to build up the character, and you're like.
But then again,
no one's ever really gone.
No one's ever really gone, and what's her name? Wanda Sykes' character's name. I can't remember it right now.
Fee.
Yeah, Fee. She looked a little too happy when we saw her, and she had a thing for goggles.
Yes.
She didn't look like a woman in mourning.
Well, it may have been a while, too. Maybe she moved on. Maybe she's with Wrecker now. Who knows?
Ugh.
What do you mean, ugh?
No. They're too different. I mean...
So was Fee and everybody...
I'm saying because going from Echo to Wrecker...
Echo? Tech.
Sorry. Going from Tech to Echo.
Yeah.
Going from Tech to Wrecker. Who knows?
Well, she's getting around.
They're all clones. She's fine.
Oh, my God. It's not cheating if it's a clone.
It's also you.
You can't be mad. It's also you, right?
But the last thing I wanted to get into is apparently there was also released the episode release schedule as well as the titles.
Okay.
Yeah.
All titles? Like last time they didn't release like the last 3 titles or something.
No, all the titles.
First, tell me how many episodes.
15.
How many? 15.
15 is what has been shown as out there. Episode 1, Confined. 2, Paths Unknown. 3, Shadows of Tantus. Yeah.
We're going there. We're right. It's gonna. The first arc is gonna be getting Crosshair out of there.
A Different Approach. 5, The Return. 6 and 7 will be coming out together. Infiltration and Extraction, and that's on March 13th. Yeah, see, Infiltration and Extraction. Ooh. Then episode 8 is Bad Territory. 9 is The Harbinger. April 3rd will give us episodes 10 and 11, Identity Crisis, and Point of No Return. Then we have episode 12, Juggernaut, episode 13, Into the Breach, 14, Flash Strike, episode 15, The Cavalry Has Arrived.
Ooh.
I mean, come on, if Fennec Shan is not in the Cavalry episode.
That's just because that was like her thing.
Yes. But it's funny, it's finishing up right before May the 4th, which might give us the Tales of the Jedi episodes, or be hinting at the announcement of Acolyte coming. Because I assume Acolyte will come around May the 4th.
Really? You think that early?
I don't know, I'm hopeful.
That's very hopeful, I think.
Or we'll get the trailer along with Tales of the Jedi.
I think if it ends around May the 4th, I think we could get an announcement of what the next show is. Because I don't think Star Wars Animation is ending with Bad Batch Season 3. At least I hope not, because that would be a tragedy.
I'm wondering if Ventress is helping Voss. Maybe they're working together. I mean, her backpack that she's wearing has like an antenna sticking out of it. Maybe she's helping him run the path.
What if they formed a dyad and Voss gave his life to bring her back? I mean, totally original idea.
I'm trying to be serious.
Hey, I'm being serious too. This is Star Wars lore. This kind of things happen. I'm just wondering,
maybe she's helping with the path.
Maybe.
I mean, this would be around the time they'd be trying to get it established.
If we're getting Ventress back, I better see Quinlan Voss in this, or else I'm going to riot.
Because why wouldn't they meet back up?
Yeah, like, they loved each other.
They really did.
So why didn't she, like, why wouldn't she, unless she can't find him, unless that's what she's trying to do is find him.
Perhaps.
You know, he is doing the path thing, which is supposed to be pretty secret and hidden, so.
See, I wonder if she's working on it with him.
Maybe.
Be really sweet.
I don't know. I know she died. It was really good. It's a good book. And now she's back.
One of those books that in the new canon was listed as good.
Yeah, I know.
And they're like, did you list that as good? Let us fix that for you.
Yeah, oh, you like that one.
Well,
now it doesn't matter anymore. No, it's going to align. They promised. She lived. Or they brought her back, or she's Mara.
I think she's in the episode called The Harbinger.
I don't know. I didn't try to align what episode she would be in or episodes with that.
I'm just guessing around,
Yeah. I don't know. I'm excited. I just wish Ventress stayed dead.
Sorry, Ventress. We do love you, though.
Tech, don't you dare.
Don't you dare, Tech.
Don't do it, Tech.
Don't hurt us like that.
Don't give me hope that you're not still dead.
It's a weird thing.
I know, it's a very weird thing to say, but that's where we're at right now with Star Wars. At least that's where I'm at right now. I just feel like it's sad when you're like, somebody dies, you're like, oh, please just stay dead. Please. You're excited that somebody died, and you think in a way that they just couldn't possibly come back. But then you remember Palpatine, and he came back anyway. He got tossed out of Shaft. Heck, Palpatine's come back twice. Came back in the EU, too, so.
Dave Filoni cackles. No one's ever really gone.
No.
Especially if I wrote him.
None of my characters are really gone.
No, until I decide they're gone.
And even then, we're going to have Kanan is going to show back up again in something.
No. He decided Kanan's dead, so he's good. There are rules. Now end us up here. We'll be talking for all night.
Yeah, that's all we got for this time. Now it is your turn. Take to the comments below. Tell us what you thought of the trailer for Season 3, or tell us what you think about the apparent return of Asajj Ventress, unless there's some kind of really strange twist going to happen with this. Whatever the case may be, leave those comments below. Let's talk some Star Wars, and until next time, thanks for watching.